Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth, and my channel name is ChiTownGirl, and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas that is sponsored by Mimi's Sparkles Hauls. Merry Christmas, everyone! I am so excited to be here with you all tonight. Mimi had sent me an email and said, you know, I have this great idea. I want to do the 12 Days of Christmas collab. And right after Mimi had emailed me, my daughter and my grandson showed up. So I was like super crunched for time, but I definitely wanted to be a part of this collaboration. It's a wonderful group of people, of ladies and gentlemen, and we are doing the 12 Days of Christmas. And I am number 8. And Mimi was last night. Mimi and her husband did a haul last night of different DIYs that they have made and that she has made. And she was number 7. And then the next person after me, who will be number 9, is going to be Lisa and Will's hauls. And actually, they just did a Dollar Tree haul today. So you could check that out if you're a Dollar Tree person and you enjoy Dollar Tree. Also, Lisa does all kinds of DIYs. There's so much going on. I was going through some of their videos from Valentine's Day, believe it or not. And there's this one with chocolate-covered strawberries that looks so cool. I'm just like craving them now. But they have all kinds of great videos, so please stop by and check them out. So again, this is sponsored by Mimi's Hauls, Sparkles. And what we're going to do now is I am number 8. So let's see. I believe I did a little bit of research online, and I found out that this song originally came out in 1780. And in the 20th century, there was some controversy over whether it was 5 golden rings or 5 gold rings. There was some controversy over, oh my goodness, what was the other one? Think. Now I'm going to lose my train of thought. So there was the one about the 5 golden rings, and something about, there was a couple of them that ended up getting changed. Like on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. There's another controversy on the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me. So I'm just going to sing it the way that I was taught to sing it when I was younger. So I'm going to actually start off with, so basically I'm day number 8. So hopefully you all have your speakers turned down, because this probably is not going to sound very good at all. I am definitely not going to be picked for, you know, American Idol. That is for sure. But anyways, so I believe on the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Whee! Okay, I did it! Wow! Alrighty, so I was like super crunched for time. I'm not trying to make any excuses whatsoever, because I really, really wanted to be part of this collab. So I have a couple of things that I want to share with all of you. They're just a few things that I like to do around the holiday time, and some of the things that I mention in some of my videos with some of the things like I do in Dollar Tree when I take stuff apart and things like that. So one of the things that I had mentioned recently in one of my Dollar Tree hauls is I had purchased this gnome sign, which it still has the Dollar Tree tag on it. And I was mentioning that this gnome pops off all in one piece. And I just took a small little flathead screwdriver and pried really carefully, and they just literally popped right off. So just a little pry will do it. And then what I did was I left one without the little pom-pom, and I left one with the pom-pom. So now I can use these like on my 3-tiered trays, on my 2-tiered trays. I can decorate with them. I can do all different kinds of things with them. So being a crafter and having a crafter's mind, usually I'll look at something and think about how I can dissect it and what can I make from it. So I just wanted to share that little bit of tidbit with all of you. The next thing that I wanted to show all of you is, this is basically just one of those 2-tiered trays from Target, which I paid $5 for. I still haven't even taken the price tag off. I'm just gonna set it here, and I'm hoping this is gonna work for all of you, that you'll be able to see it. But this is something just super fast, super quick, and literally would cost you $2 at the Dollar Tree. So I purchased a package of the tea lights, okay? So I'm just gonna take one of the tea lights and I'm just gonna turn it on. And I have my light up now, so hopefully you can see the best you can, because I would have to get up and walk to the other side of the room to turn the light off. So I'm just gonna put a tea light right here. And then I transferred these over to a Ziploc baggie, but they were selling it to the Dollar Tree, just these bags with all these little pieces of wooden sticks. No big deal, just a bunch of sticks. So I was kind of like, all right, you know, this is not gonna be perfect, but if you were doing something like a project or something, I thought, you know, this might look kind of cool as like a campfire or something. Now, again, like I said, it's not gonna be perfect. This candle does kind of flicker a little bit, so you just kind of place some of your, of course, no, it's gonna roll off. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna be placing your wood with some of the smaller sticks around this, and you're just gonna continue to like crisscross them and build it up. Let's see if I can do this. I'm kind of on a slant, believe it or not. Let me try to find a little skinnier pieces. There was all different size pieces, but I think you can kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about here. You just build it up a little bit, and then when it starts to flicker, let me turn it around a little bit. I think you can kind of see best right here. It's like a little campfire. So like if it was dark, you can kind of see the flames on my hand. So I'm keeping my hands warm by the fire. Just a little something fun that you could do with the kids. They're not gonna get burnt, nothing gets hot. It's battery operated, just something for fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that out of the way. Something super cute and simple and doesn't cost a lot of money. I have to show you my Express Your Elf cup. This was from Dollar Tree that I purchased about a week ago. I've got myself a cup of hot cocoa. With lots of yummy marshmallows. Okay, this next thing I want to share with all of you is I scoot my butt a little bit closer. Okay, normally I decorate pine cones from my backyard. I did a DIY, it was either last year or the year before, on how to open pine cones. And what you do is, there's a video on my playlist that will show you how to clean your pine cones, how to get them to open up for you. So what I have here is a couple of pine cones that I've already opened up. This is about the average size of a pine cone here in New York State. Nothing real big. They do get a little bit bigger, but not much. A typical pine cone in the area that I am, which is in the Hudson Valley, a typical pine cone for me is about 5.5 to 6 inches in height. And that's approximately what this one is right here. So what I usually do, and this is all from Dollar Tree, is I get some of their sponge brushes. I get myself a bowl. I get myself some different types of glitter. You can do any kind of glitter that you want. You can buy your glitter at Dollar Tree, get it anywhere. And what I do is I get myself the Mod Podge that they sell at Dollar Tree. Now, this is just a bigger version of the same exact bottle that they sell at Dollar Tree store. This is just a bigger version of that bottle because I use Mod Podge like it's going out of style. I give it a good shake. Make sure you shake the one that you get from the Dollar Tree, okay? Get yourself some glitter, but you want to use glitter that is fine or extra fine. Because believe it or not, if you look at glitter, there are all different types of glitter. There's chunky glitter that's real chunky, and you can see like the squares of chunks cut out, and then there's super fine that looks like sand. So you definitely want to go with fine or super fine. If you use real chunky, to me, in my opinion, it makes it just chunky and it looks blobby and gooby on the actual pine cone. Again, just my opinion. So I stay with the fine or super fine because I think that just makes it look prettier. You're also going to need some baking soda. It doesn't matter. This happens to be a Hannaford brand, which is a brand out here in New York, just like Jewel back home, or, well, they don't really have Dominic's anymore, but just like your regular baking soda. You don't need anything fancy or special, okay? So you just need 3 little things right there, 4 if you include your glitter. And what you're gonna do, what I usually do is I take my pine cones and I get my Mod Podge. Oh wait, now this one's not gonna open. Oh, there we go. Sometimes it gets a little bit stuck, but I usually will either just pour some on a plate. Because this video is not gonna be that long, I'm just gonna take my sponge brush and dip it in here like so. And what I do, because basically Mod Podge is basically glue. So if you don't wanna use Mod Podge and you don't wanna spend the money for it, you don't have to. You can use Elmer's glue, which you can get 2 bottles for $1 at Dollar Tree, or you can go to your local stores and pay $1. Any Elmer's glue will do as well. And what you're gonna wanna do is I go in and I just paint the insides of the cone itself, just like the tips. So I go in and I just brush the tips, and I take the brush and go just a little bit back. And then what I do, a little trick that I do, and this was not my idea, I saw this a few years back on, I think it was Pinterest, because I always like to make like fake snow. And to me, this was the best version that I could find of fake snow on a pine cone. You take your baking soda after you've applied your glue or your Mod Podge, and then you're gonna have a plate underneath you and you're gonna sprinkle baking soda. Now this one had a little clump come out, not the end of the world. I'm just gonna like break it up and smash it over. And what ends up happening after the pine cone dries, you can almost see like right here, it looks like freshly fallen snow that sits there. And if you want to, you can flip the pine cone over after, right now it's not done drying, so some of the powder is gonna fall out, but you can flip the pine cone over like I do, and then I do the same procedure all over again. And the reason I do it on the underside as well as on the top side is because me personally, I like my pine cone to have snow on the bottom of the cone when it's, so you can see it, as well as the top of the cone. Super simple, super easy. And then you just go ahead and take glitter of any type, you know, color. Let's actually, instead of doing clear, let's do a color. Let's try, how about we try this pretty, this is a really pretty like blue. Let's sprinkle a little bit of blue on here and see what we get, right? We could put blue on a pine cone, right? Now, of course, I'm gonna have excess, which I will then just shake back off and put into my container. So here we have some blue on the pine cone. Isn't that pretty? I just think it makes it look more like snow. It dries, and because the glue is still damp, what happens is the glue will start to drip, but the baking soda absorbs the glue, so it just looks like clumps of freshly fallen snow. So, I happen to have some family that lives out in California. That's actually where I was last year, September, because that family member got married. So while I was out there, I was noticing some of the pine cones in California, and I was like, OMG, these are huge. I tried to get some back with me on the airplane, but there was no way I was gonna get them back on the plane. I didn't have enough time to pack them properly. So I was like, oh, I can't get them home. What am I gonna do? So I reached out to my family member a couple of weeks ago and I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Go out in your backyard, because they're up like way up in elevation and have all these amazing trees on their property. And they have some pine trees that are sugar pine trees. Now, I asked them if they would be so kind to send me some pine cones so I could share them all with you. So this huge box shows, I swear, this huge box shows up and I'm like, oh my gosh. I had no idea who it was from. And then once I saw the name, I was like, oh my goodness, what have they done? So my family members went out in their yard and picked up some pine cones. And I wanted to share these pine cones with all of you because if you've never seen a pine cone from California before, these things are gargantuan. These are not the biggest pine cones that they get. These are some of the bigger pine cones that they get, but I just wanted to show them to all of you. These literally are fresh from California, literally just flown in not even 2 weeks ago. So, first of all, I'm gonna show you, and this is from a sugar pine tree, because there's all different types of pine trees. First of all, I'm gonna show you what the pine cone looks like when it's closed. And there it is. Look at the size of that. So here's the pine cone that we were just working on. That's like, I mean, really, seriously? So this is what it looks like when it's closed. So this is a sugar cone all the way from California, fresh out of my family's backyard. And this is what it looks like closed. Now, let me just take a measurement of this because they sent me about 14 of them. And I'm just going to have a field day. This one, as you can see, is over 12 inches. It's more like 13, 14, it's more like 15 inches, okay? So this is what it looks like closed. So now I'm going to show you, and I still have a lot of the sap oozing from these, so I have to be careful because I haven't opened all of them yet. But here is this exact same pine cone. Here it is closed. Here it is open. Is that, I mean, look at that. It like covers my whole big fat head up. Is that crazy or what? Look at the size of that. That is like a Christmas tree in itself. I have several on the other side of the room. Let me see if I can give this a measurement. Well, there's 12 inches right there. So you can see it definitely surpasses that. At its widest point, this pine cone is 6.5 inches. It is gargantuan. So hopefully I showed you something that you've never had a chance to see before. Yeah, you try to see me getting these back on my carry-on. What do you got in there, ma'am? Pine cones? Yeah. So what I did was I took one of these pine cones after I opened it. And if you can see back there in the corner of the window that I'm starting to work on, and you have to remember this is a room that's being renovated. Yeah, I can talk English today. It's being fixed up to look better instead of renovated. There you go. So back there in the corner is one of these big pine cones right here that I covered all in baking soda and glitter. And if you can see it back there in the corner, it's shimmering and shining. I'm working on that back corner for my Christmas display to share with all of you. And then I'll give you a closer shot of what the pine cone looks like. So once again, I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, however you celebrate your holiday. If you don't celebrate it, I'm still going to wish you Merry Christmas because that's just how I roll and that's how I do it. So make sure you stay tuned because tomorrow night will be number 9. And again, that's going to be Lisa and Will's hauls. So please make sure you check them out. Again, I want to say thank you so much to Mimi and her husband. I believe he's supposed to get a shot in the ass tonight because she was drinking shots last night. He's supposed to get a shot in the ass tonight. There was a whole lot of hoopla going on over there. But everybody, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this collaboration. And I sure hope you had a laugh or two. I really had a good time. I hope you enjoyed what I had to show with all of you. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas to all of you. And bye for now.